CCR TV, channel of God's love. सगळ्यांक तुमकां नमस्कार आनी माये मोगाचो येवकार. गोंयच्या फुटबॉलाचे वस्ताद हे कार्यावळीन आयज आमी तुमचे मुखार हाडटा गोंयच्या फुटबॉल मैदानार नामनेचो आनी फांकिवंत मिडफिल्डर लेक्टर मॅस्केरेनस. गोंयच्या फुटबॉल मैदानार मिडफिल्डर लेक्टर मॅस्केरेनस हे नाव खूब गोरावें. 15 वर्सां अदीक ताणें ह्या सोबीत फुटबॉल खेळाक आपलें योगदान दिलां आनी आपले नाजूक फुटबॉल खेळपाचे कलेंत फुटबॉल मोगयांची काळजां जिखून घेतल्यांत. गार्डन एंजल फुटबॉल क्लब सांवड्डें ह्या पंगडाक खेळोंक सुरवात केल्या उपरांत लेक्टर बाब सालगांवकार स्पोर्ट्स क्लब, टाटा स्पोर्ट्स क्लब, धेंपो आनी शेवटी कस्टम्स एंड सेंट्रल एक्सायज क्लबाक एक प्रोफेशनल फुटबॉल खेळगडी कसो खेळ्ळा. उपरांत ताणें कस्टम्स एंड सेंट्रल एक्सायज फुटबॉल टिमीक खेळ्ळा आनी आतां तो उच्चल्या पदाचो एक अधिकारी ह्या नात्यान एसिस्टंट कमिशनर CGST ही जुट्टी चलयता. During the peak of his footballing years in the 80s and 90s, Lecter had carved himself a special place in the midfield and had a share and contribution in victory at club and state level. Lecter was an intelligent, hard-working and dedicated midfielder who could read the game well and was a good asset to every club he represented during his playing days. Lecter has represented the Goa state in the football juniors, seniors and also played for Team India against Brazil, Sao Paulo and others. Lecter is the recipient of Goa's highest football award, the Bahadur Jivba Dada Kerkar Award 2003 for his immense contribution to Goan football, and this award itself speaks volume of his excellence as a footballer. Welcome to the CCR TV studios, Lecter Bob. We are happy to have you here today.
Yeah, Daniel Bob तुकाय आणि CCR TV चोडान चोड दिव बरें करूं म्हणटा. CCR TV, as you said, God's channel, जायते बरें काम आमच्या पॅन्डेमीक टायमार केल्लें आसा आनी म्हाका खूब खुशी भोगता हांगासर येवंक.
आमकांय भोगता लेक्टर बाब तुका आमच्या स्टुडियोन पळोवन. जाल्यार लेक्टर बाब सुरवात करची म्हणल्यार हांव जाणा तुवें तुजें भुरगेपण सांवड्डे वाठारांत जाल्लें, रिमोट प्लेस न्ही, आनी तुजें भुरगेपण तुवें थंय सारतना तुज्या शिकपाचेर आनी अदीक करून खेळाचेर कसो प्रभाव पडलो?
सांगपा म्हणल्यार जेनल बाब, म्हाका दिसता खंयच्याय गांवांत, खंयच्याय विलेजीन जरी तर एक इस्कॉल आसत, एक बरें इस्कॉल आसत, त्या इस्कॉलान तुका जाय तो सोयेक मेळटा फुटबॉल खेळपाक. त्या इस्कॉलान तुजो हेड मास्टर प्रिंसिपल आसता, तो फुटबॉल मोगी आसता. अशें आसत एक गांवान आनी अशें आनी एक क्लब आसत एक गांवान जे वयल्या पावंड्यार गोवा फुटबॉल लिगेन पार्ट घेता. असलें जर आसत त्या गांवान फुटबॉल प्लेयर जावंकूच जाय. आनी अशेंच म्हजे लागीं घडलें आमच्या सावंड्डेच्या शारांत. आतां पयलीं त्या तेंपार आमी म्हणटाले सावंड्डे, आतां इट इज कुडचोरें सावंड्डे. सो आय विल से कुडचोरें सावंड्डे. ह्या गांवान आमचें गार्डन एंजल हाय स्कूल एक नांवादीक स्कॉल आसलें आनी फादर जेरवाजो पिंटो, सुर्गेस्त फादर जेरवाजो पिंटो, तो त्या तेंपाचो आमचो प्रिंसिपल आसलो. आनी ताणें आमचे गार्डन एंजलान बोर्डर्स आशिल्ले, बोर्डर्स. आनी हे बोर्डर्स सगळे जायते सॅल्सेट गांवांचे ते बोर्डिंगान आमचे आसताले ते तेंपार इन द 70s. आनी ह्या बोर्डर्सांक कंपल्सरिली तांकां सांजचें फुटबॉल खेळपाकूच जाय आशिल्लें. त्या तेंपाचे पाद्री थोडे, फादर सिक्वेरा, फादर डिसोजा, ते तांकां भुरग्यांक ग्रावंडार व्हरताले. ते आमच्या इस्कॉला सायडीन ग्रावंड आसोंक ना, एक किलोमिटर पयस एक फुटबॉल ग्रावंड आशिल्लो. ते ग्रावंडार 50-60 भुरगे फुटबॉल खेळटाले. आनी असले this type of scene you will not see even today. 40-50 boys playing football. आनी म्हजें घर मातशें मुखार गेल्यार म्हजें घर आसलें. आनी त्या तेंपार आमी भरपूर फुटबॉल खेळटाले आनी ओपन फील्ड बिल्डिंगान आसली ओपन फील्ड तूं वचोन थिंगा तुका जाय तो ग्रावंड मार्क करपाचो आनी फुटबॉल स्टार्ट करपाचें खेळपाचें सो हे सिच्युएशनान आमी त्या तेंपार अर्ली 70s आमचे फुटबॉल मोग वाडलो आनी हांव भरपूर फुटबॉल खेळटालो ते तेंपार आनी टील द एज ऑफ 12 हांव गार्डन एंजलान आसलो बट माय रियल ग्रोथ came at the age of 12 and that's not in Guardian Angel also.
I see.
I was put in a distant place in Bardes, a place called Saligaon. You will know it better. So Our Lady of Saligaon, a seminary of Our Lady of Saligaon.
I see.
So my uncle was a priest. My daddy's brother was a priest. He was a principal at a school in Makazana. So one day he came to our place and had discussion with my daddy and saw that my results, my academic side was very poor. So they decided that I should be put in a boarding, and that boarding had to be Our Lady, a seminary of Our Lady Saligaon. So I was there in Saligaon for 4 years only, from 12 years to 16 years.
Okay.
And I just want to acknowledge this fact that it is here that I grew as a person, as a footballer also, and I've gained lots of, till today, whatever I'm today, I think I owe it to this education, quality education and discipline, and all that was taught to me, I owe it to this seminary. And after that, I came back to Saurde and joined the high secondary, 11th standard.
Continued your further studies.
Yeah, 11th standard, yeah.
But you owe it to them, you said.
Yeah, definitely.
The formative years.
Exactly. The main thing is that football, if you want to be a footballer, you have to play it every day. So, and in boarding, this is one thing that makes you a better player, because you have to play every day.
Correct.
And in the seminary, I still remember, there were 3 grounds there, and there was a middle ground, which was a little better ground, meant for seniors, and the other 2 grounds were for us, but there I was improving, and then they saw me, my talent there, so they used to take me and play with the seniors also.
Yeah.
So that is where I realized that I can do well in football.
Now, when you went back to Samarde Kurtsore,
Yeah.
your hometown,
Yeah.
त्या काळार ते पिरायर you must have been 15, 16.
Exactly,
तेन्ना
yeah.
तुझे कसलो तरी इन्फ्लुएन्स आसलो तुमच्या गांवान, any national, international player in football that you knew, you heard, and then something turned
Yeah,
around in
yeah.
your mind?
Not really. आता आमच्या गांवान दोग जाण म्हज्या पयलीं क्लब लेवल फुटबॉल खेळलेले आसले. हे दोगूय आमचे आल्बिटो डिकुन्याचे अंकल, टिटो डिकुन्या एंड लादेन डिकुन्या. सो टिटो एक वर्स तो पानवेलाकूय शेवलेलो, आनी टिटो डिकुन्या आमच्या क्लबाचो कोच एज वेल एज प्लेयर आसलो. So he had a big influence on me, because it was him who gave me a first break. At the age of 17, I signed for Guardian Angel Sports Club,
I see.
which was then playing in the senior division. So playing in the senior division at the age of 17 is a great thing.
Achievement.
Is an achievement.
Yeah.
But more than that, I would say, after I went to Samarde, that was just playing the league, because small clubs, they don't practice as much as the professional clubs play. So we play for some time and until the league is on, and after that there is nothing for us much. So, but what happened those days was, I was very fortunate that we had a inter-village team also, and we played lots of inter-village football tournaments. That is what
Exposure was there.
That is what kept us playing throughout the year, and you have to play throughout the year. You can't play for us some time and then leave it. It can't happen that way. So we had a good team also, good players in the inter-village team, and we were winning. Some of the players I would like to just quickly recall because football is a team game, and if whatever we are today, it's because of this team. We had a player, Jose Rod from South Theatris.
Yeah, very, he was a good footballer.
Very good footballer. Yes. Then there was Agnello Perez, who played for Churchill Brothers. Feliciano played for Cesagua. Then we had good defenders also. Raymond Pereira, university player. Gerald De Cunha, John De Costa, and Alvaro Diaz, goalkeeper, a very good goalkeeper, who played for Churchill Brothers. So it's not just the league that helped us, but it's, we say that inter-village is the backbone of Goan football, and rightly so. And this is what we did those days, and we improved a lot, got a lot of exposure.
Because footballers are born in the villages of Goa. It's only you should identify and track their thing. What about, it's quite amazing to see the trajectory of your football career, on the football field. You began with Guardian Angel, you moved to a big club like Salgonkars. Then suddenly you took a transfer, you joined Tatas, came back to Goa. How did all this thing happen? One club after the other, and the club one better than the other?
Salgonkar was the best thing that had happened to me that point of time. You see, I was with Guardian Angel, and there was one referee by name Vaikunt Bende in Samarde, who was working for Timlaws, and he used to take me for inter-mines tournament those days. So I used to play those tournaments, and Timlaws had a team called Mandovi Shipyard, maybe knowing, which was in the senior division. So he asked me to go and practice with Mandovi Shipyard, and he called up the then coach Fernando Abranches and told him that there's one talented boy here. So I went there, I practiced with them, he liked my game. But unfortunately, I could not sign for them because I had played one game for Guardian Angel those days. So that was that. I was practicing with them. But it so happened, I think Abranches, Mr. Abranches, had a word with Mr. Henry Brito. I think he told him about me. And one fine day, Mr. Henry Brito came all the way to Samarde and he met me there and told me that, okay, you come for our trials. Those days, Salgonkar used to field, not Salgonkar, they used to have a team called Vimson, which used to play in the Johnny Memorial and your Bandodkar, these two Vasco-based inter-village tournaments.
A very famous tournament.
Famous tournament. So, inter-village had a big role to play for our development. So, I was called for this tournament, and I went there, I played. It was horrible. I played so bad that at the end of the match, Mr. Henry Brito told me, okay, we will decide, we will call you if required. So I knew that was not to be. And the reason was actually I was, the previous day I had fever, and so excited I was. And I was very nervous, so I could not play my natural game.
Exactly.
But some days later, I was in the first year, I was doing my first year BSc in Chogli College. So they were practicing at Fatorda grounds. So they called me again for a practice, for their practices. I went there, I played my natural game. And I remember dribbling past two defenders, scoring a goal. The next day he said, you come and sign. So that's how I signed for Salgonkars. And in Salgonkars I was always given special treatment. Because I signed, I told them, I have to complete my graduation.
Correct.
And if you give me alternate days practices, I will come to Vasco. That is the only condition I have. So, and I'm very thankful to Mr. Shanmugam, who was our coach, Mr. Henry Brito, the manager, and of course the boss, Mr. Shivanand Salgonkar, who was very generous and kind as always. So they allowed me to continue my studies. And they allowed me to play for the club. So I'm forever grateful to them.
Lecter, briefly in a nutshell, can you share your experiences with this big club, big Goan club, Salgaonkar Sports Club, after joining this club? What was it like?
First of all, again, when I joined, there were these big players,
senior players,
starting with, of course, Brahmanand Khankwalkar, who was used to come from the Indian team and play, practice with us. That was a big thing.
Larger than the game itself.
That was a big thing. And what we learned from him is that humility. See, we saw he was an Indian player, but always very simple, humble, and work hard. I learned a lot from him and other players. We had very good team that those days, star players, Oscar Rebelo, Antonio Rebelo, then José de Souza, Arnold Rodrigues, Bento Andrew, Anton João, all these players, they were senior players, you know. So
correct.
I got to learn from
already
these.
Established
Joining Salgaonkars gave me so much of confidence. As you play with them, you know where you stand.
Correct.
So I learned a lot from, Mr. Shanmugam. Late Mr. Shanmugam was so good in his coaching and that type of game.
He was I think, like a fatherly figure to you all, no?
Fatherly figure. He was everything to us. Like in training also, he used to pay personal attention to all of us. Still remember, he used to repeatedly tell me that I have to play more with my right leg. He used to tell you if you have to improve your left leg.
Okay.
Yeah, this sort of small things which he would be after you and to keep the ball low and all sorts of positioning, how to run and where to run and what time. All that he was paying attention and had learnt a lot from Salgaonkars.
Lecter, whilst playing for Salgaonkar Sports Club, can you recall the major tournaments that you all won during your playing years? Okay.
Yeah.
And
as I said, like major tournaments, we used to participate those days in tournaments, like of course Rovers Cup and down South India, many tournaments we used to participate. But didn't in Tamil Nadu, some places we used to go, but didn't win much outside those days, our days. Though we were playing good football, club football. But of course, I remember in Goa, we of course Dempos or Salgaonkar, our time we used to either Dempos or Salgaonkar used to win the league.
Exactly.
The Bandodkar Trophy, I remember scoring my goal in the finals of the Bandodkar Trophy at Rajendra Prasad. The third goal I scored on my debut, starting when I started.
Okay.
So these are some fond memories that I have. But at the same time, I was not fully into the game at that point of time because of my studies.
So maybe that, you were in the final year with that
Exactly. All 3 years I was with them. Did my first year, second year, and third year BSc. And
but
that
then,
was
of course, you were studying simultaneously. You were doing your service to Salgaonkar Sports Club. But then you had already got yourself a place in the team. Am I right?
Yeah.
But then suddenly you took an interstate transfer, if I can recall.
Yeah.
You moved to Mumbai Tata Sports Club.
Tata. It so happened.
How was it like?
Yeah. It so happened that the previous year, José de Souza, who was a star player of Salgaonkar, he moved to Mumbai. He moved to Tata's. And the next year, Tata's also, they wanted to make their team very strong. So they wanted outstation players from Goa as well as from Bangalore. And Jose approached us and gave us this offer. And that point of time, as I said, I was not fully into the game because of my studies. So it was Tata's, I thought that I would get straight away a lot of exposure.
Okay.
Playing time, I mean. So that was what is in my mind. And along with Derek Pereira and Elvis Mendes and one more goalkeeper. So we all 5 Goan players, including Jose, we were in Tata's and all were playing in the first 11. And along with them, Mumbai players. So all of us could deliver. We did a good job. And for me personally, the change helped me a lot because that transformed me into a complete player with full of confidence.
More serious
Yeah,
player.
more, yeah, and full time sort of.
But then Lecter,
Yeah.
I think it was a very short stint, and then you came back to Goa,
Yeah.
and I think on the coming down you joined another big club,
Yeah,
Dempo Sports Club.
Yeah. It so happened that Tata's, after playing for a year, first of all, when you realize how beautiful Goa is and how how much you want to be in Goa, only when you go out.
Yeah.
So 1 year in Mumbai was, of course, playing was fine, but living there in Mumbai, you know how it is.
Conditions.
So wanted to come back for sure. At the same time, that particular year, Tata has also wanted to disband the team. Actually, in fact, they closed the team and opened up an academy in Kolkata.
Okay.
So that was the same year that they did it. So
I
it was, and since I had played a lot of football, the Federation Cup or Tata's and other tournaments, where I came across, played against Goan teams also. So the Empos gave me an offer.
I see.
Yeah, and they called me. I said, "Fine, would love to come." And
That was a blessing like for you.
Exactly, it was a blessing. And
Home
even
sweet
otherwise,
home.
even otherwise, I would have preferred to come back. Didn't want to stay much longer there.
Okay, now coming back to Dempos, I think you had a long tenure with Dempos, right?
Yeah.
Till the time you moved to a next step, correct?
Exactly.
Now, during your stint with Dempos, I remember the players of that time, like the top-notch players of Goa, Dionis Trindade, Alex Miranda, of Dempo team only, specifically. Maurice Afonso, then there was Mahesh Lotlikar,
Yeah.
Baptiste Fernandez,
Yeah.
all these guys, Herbert San,
Herbert
Camilo. Now, what was Francis D'Souza, the top striker, okay?
Yeah.
And what was so unique about this team, that they were on the winning side always.
Yeah.
And nobody could actually touch them anyway.
That.
What was something unique about them?
Yeah. The players you mentioned, they were all top class players. Anybody could, on a particular day, anybody could, on a particular match, or anybody could change the match. So it never had to be just one person scoring, only Camilo or only Francis or only Baptiste. So when you have players of that caliber, it's not difficult. It's very, I would say, it's natural to win, and having that sort of confidence that you are the best. The confidence always helps.
So that was what was special about this team.
Yeah, because of that, the talent. These are all star talent, experienced players. It's not just players who have just started playing. They were all experienced. The time I joined, they were all star players.
All settled in their roles,
exactly.
And their perfect understanding was the team understanding.
Exactly.
On the field.
Exactly.
That what brought the best out in them.
Exactly.
For that matter, Lecter, as a midfielder, you were also a very confident player, very intelligent midfielder, and the defense splitting passes that you give, many of your friends will still remember them, And that's, you had a kind of a body language, the footwork. Even the journalists at the national level, I think, had taken note of your skill as a mediocre.
Yeah.
But can you tell us who actually influenced you to take this midfield space? There are many other option positions available to you.
Exactly.
As a footballer.
Right. I think I will go back to my junior nationals, my first junior nationals. Prior to that, I did play for Guardian Angel, but I was intervillage and always in the forward line. I used to play a lot of, so forward, midfield, it was there, both at that point of time. But in the junior nationals, which we won at Cochin in Goa won for the first time in 1981. In that team, I had a role to play as a withdrawn forward. We were practically playing 4-2-4, but I was not exactly a striking. I was a withdrawn forward, so I would come down, take the ball, and then from the midfield I would try and distribute to the flanks, and it was natural for me to play in the midfield. That's when I felt that I have to continue playing as a midfielder, and that was my main influence. which I continued later on. And
rest is history.
Rest is
Okay, now coming back to your Dempo Sports Club team,
Yeah.
I was a great fan and follower of this team, right from my childhood days. And one thing I remember very clearly, a unique characteristic of this Dempo Sports Club was, even if this team was down by a goal or two in the match duration, in the last 15 to 20 minutes, they would exhibit such level of football and exert such pressure that the opposition defense would just collapse, And they would not only equalize and come on parity, but end up winning the match. And the last 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes made a big difference.
Yeah.
Now, what was the secret of this team that, they would go on all the cylinders, blasting on all cylinders?
Yeah, I would say, as I said earlier also, they were all
It was all that
star
matter of
players,
experience.
experienced star players were there. All you needed was the fitness level to be taken up on a higher level. And when we have, especially I remember during our time with Mr. Bob Butland,
Yeah.
he was he used to make us work very hard,
Slog
it out, and performing, especially at the last 20 minutes of the, you have to be
Stamina.
Stamina. You have to be very fit. Fitness level was there, but coupled with that, I would say that in Dempos we had that sort of understanding where we to play a lot of ball possession football. Our positioning was very good. Our movement was very good, and there wouldn't be many missed passes or so. Because all this, if you keep, if you are, you run well, timely running and positioning, everything is passing, everything, then saves a lot of energy, I would say, which helps you to continue playing at the same level.
And build up that tempo.
Yeah,
also.
so that helps when you have that sort of quality players with you in the team, and we had many.
Like आता हांव रोज कप अशें येता
Okay.
हांव जाणा ते भाशेन थोडे भोव कितें तरी रोज कप टुर्नामेंट म्हाका दिसता तुजे चड आवडीचो आसलो हाचें कारण कितें
रोज कप सदांच रोज कप आमी पयलींसान रोज कप ऑफकोर्स ते 100 years old tournament, historic tournament. It's all western sector is always there. But more than that, I mean, Mumbai, I mean, वयताले तेन्ना आमचे गोंयकार भाव थिंगा पोवन थिंगा गेम पोवंक येताले धोबितालां आनी कोलाबा क्लोज बाय सो जायते उमेद भोगताले तांकां पोवन ते आमकां इतले सपोर्ट करी
गोंयकार भाव
तांकां जायती उमेद जाताली आनी आमकांय जायती उमेद जाताली तांकां खुशी करपाक सो that sort of this
give
was
and
like
take
give and
take, following in Bombay and
it doesn't happen in other places, right?
Yes.
You go to Bangalore, you go to Delhi, you go anywhere South India, but it happens only in Mumbai.
I know. And
so
some of my Mumbai friends have told me this. The way they used to follow the Rovers Cup and go on teams playing. For that matter, Dr. Bob, चौथे पार्ट जेन्ना डेम्पो स्पोर्ट्स क्लब रोवर्स कप जिखले न्ही तेन्ना तुमी मोहन बागान पंगडाक हारयलो यू वर द मिडफिल्डर इन द टीम ते तर तुका उगडास आसा ह्या टुर्नामेंटाचो जे फायनलीचो खेरीत पडून एनी स्पेशल memories
special for us
you had a big responsibility of feeding the strikers in the final
and, exactly
high tension final
exactly but as a team I said like that was in 1986 and we were I would say the best team in India that particular year, so we had also played in Bangalore Stafford Cup also. We did very well. We beat the East Bengal 3-0 there, and then when we went for Rovers Cup we were on a high, and once we were playing good football, we knew that we would beat any team. So that sort of momentum was there.
Status also
it was there. And it just happened because once I've seen in several, if you are in a winning team like junior nationals, once the momentum is there, it's there, and then you keep on winning, that it goes and further. And of course, in the finals, when it mattered, like I've said, it wasn't Camilo or Francis, it was some Baptiste Fernandez.
Correct.
The team had quality players.
Exactly.
And any day, any time,
would give their best
yeah.
at that time.
Yeah.
जेन्ना तुम्ही 4th time Rose Cup जिंकल्यात न्ही मुंबई मोहन बागानाक हारोवन, what was the reception and response of the Goan fans there on the ground? Was it something like a fest?
Yeah. It was such a huge, big thing. Like the full of Dobitala was celebrating. I must say, you can say, and we felt like being in Goa. It was such that the stands were, of course, because it was Mohun Bagan, the Bengalis were on one side and the Goans were on the side.
Obviously.
It is also a sort of not club, it's Goa versus Bengal, those sort of thing. So yeah, it was a festival, sort of an environment, and that day.
Lecter, when you were playing for Dempos, you were at the peak of your career, am I right?
Yeah.
But then suddenly you took another decision and you left Dempos and joined the Goa Customs.
Yeah. Customs, what happened was a very interesting story behind this.
I see.
Yeah.
Share it with us.
Yeah. Having played for top clubs and for Goa also, right from 83 onwards, I was repeatedly being selected for the Indian selection team, for the Indian team. Most of the time I was there for called for selections. So in 1981, it so happened that I was in the Indian team that played against Sao Paulo in Delhi. I was in the Indian team. Prior to that, we had a 20 days long camp in Goa.
Okay.
And that particular year, we were supposed to, the tournament Nehru Gold Cup was held in at Fatorda the first time. After that, I think the stadium was built.
Yes. So
from Delhi, the team went to Bangalore, and then they came to Goa for the tournament. And till Delhi, I was there, and from Delhi, I was dropped. So it so happened that after I was dropped, I came home, and then I was with Dempo, and I was disappointed. Prior to that, many times I have attended camp and all, but I was never disappointed. But this time, because it was Goa, tournament was held in Goa, I was disappointed. And that point of time, a friend of mine came with an advertisement, showed me that there is a post in the Customs and Central Excise Department of the preventive officer's post. So for a football players, sports recruitment.
Yeah, they would keep setting some post reserve.
Yeah, reserve for sportsmen.
Especially to take preventive officers.
Exactly.
At the entry level.
Entry level, yeah. So when I saw that, and I had this disappointment, so I said, I was 28 that time, 28 years old. So I said, as I was disappointed, I said, why not take this, because I believe a career, a footballer's career lifespan would be around 10 years, a decade.
Yes.
Later on, you go down the hill. So yeah, so I was there almost 28, and I had played almost 10 years of top football, almost. Played for state and clubs, and even for the country also. So I thought, with that disappointment, I thought this was a time I move ahead, and I answered my exams, interviewed, and then they recruited me. I joined, and then it was a case where I was leaving football also, because they recruited me as a footballer.
Okay. And
for the departmental team, to play for the departmental team. So I played. I joined them, and also they were in the senior division.
Right.
Then sometimes they were relegated and back to the senior division. So I was there. I played as a player come coach. I did well with Customs also.
Good, good.
Yeah.
For that matter, Lecter, how many times did you actually represent Goa juniors, junior team as well as the senior team in football?
Yeah.
I think a couple of years.
It started with Goa juniors in 1981. 81 we won the tournament, and then again 82 we played again. We went to Tripura, where didn't qualify. We didn't go far. But thereafter, of course, twice juniors there. Then 83, as I said, I was in the Indian camp, but could not represent Goa, was not selected for Goa. I came in that 83 also, I left the camp and came back because of my studies. I had to answer my final year BSc exams. So I had to come back. Senior level, of course, started with 84. Again, I was in the winning team, the great 84 squad that we talk about most of the time.
Yes, Santosh Trophy.
Yeah. 85 I missed again because I was in Maharashtra. I practiced with the Maharashtra team for quite 20 days or so.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Dempos called me, so I came and I never went back. Then 86, 87 and 88. So in all 6 times. Played against Chinese, visiting Chinese team in Goa, some tournament at Bokaro. So 8 times you can say.
And you were always on the winning side most of the time.
Yeah, fortunately.
You just remembered the Santosh Trophy victory in 1984. A great thing for Goa and Goan football lovers.
Yeah.
Can you recall a few moments of that? And how was the reception that you got on your arrival with the trophy to Goa?
Yeah, that was a
to the GFA headquarters.
That was a big thing. That was a big thing because it was like almost like the carnival. That what you see in a carnival, you know. The whole team was taken round Panjim in the open vehicle, and people all around on this lining on the streets, and that sort of carnival type of a festival. People were so happy. Of course, it ended up the headquarters at GFA. And yeah.
And I think the Goa government also rewarded the players quite handsomely.
Yeah. We were all given both the 83 joint winners as well as 84 outright winners. We were all given plots by the Goa government. And that is one thing which is very satisfying, you can say, that even the government rewarded you for this. Yeah.
This one part is satisfying. As far as your football career is concerned, you have done extremely well at club level. You have played for the India team, the state junior team, senior team. And then coming back to the Team India, you have represented the team, but were you really satisfied with your performance and the kind of selection, or do you have any regrets as far as the India team was concerned during your peak years?
I have no regrets as such, because as only the last time when it was in Goa, I have told you.
That is the one.
Other than that, I was there with at the top level, but could not make it many a time. But except for first thing was 84, I was in the Indian team that played against Sao Paulo, and again somewhere in 89 it was again Sao Paulo also. So apart from that, I didn't have much exposure there, but at the same time, no regrets. No regrets because as players we have to play our best, and I gave my best, and it is recognized and acknowledged by a lot of people, a lot of fans. Love from fans is so beautiful. I'll tell you about, very quickly, I'll tell you about one fan I remember is our late Matthew Mergulhão. He was such a big fan of Dempo and such a big fan of players also. You know. I still remember one day I was sitting in the stands 20 years after I left my football.
I see.
And Matthew was somewhere down there, and he has a habit of looking all around. You know how he is, and he just looks up and says, "Lecter Mascarenhas, them Guardian Angel, them poor," like that. So lot of incidents like this, go somewhere.
Nice of you to remember.
Yeah. A lot of incidents like that go somewhere. Even when I was posted at the airport, a lot of going out and in, and I say. Somehow, what's your name and Lecter? It's written. Yeah. Are you the same footballer? So so no regrets there, but then acknowledgement comes from several places.
Yes, and that's when you feel honored. Like someone still has you in their heart.
Exactly.
Maybe out of sight, out of mind.
The very fact that you have called me here is another such acknowledgement. And
no. We appreciate and we acknowledge the contribution.
That's what I'm saying. That's what It's not only playing or winning Goa or playing for him, but it's the love and affection that is shown all around.
Lecter, you were one of the recipients of the highest sports award in football. Goa, that is the Chivada Kirkar Award.
Yeah.
Somewhere in 2003, right? But when this news came to you, how did you feel? That's something very honorable reward in a state.
Yes.
How did you feel as a
it was very, very, very satisfying thing for me at least, because when someone, the government recognizes you, and it's thanks to GFA. As I've said, I played right from 78, at the age of 17 to 93, so it's around 15 years. 15 years in the Goa League top division, except for 1 or 2 years in the second division with Customs and Guardian Angel, but mostly in the senior division. And that's very satisfying. Of course, the other victories are there. So the GFA, this award actually, a recommendation goes from GFA. So I would say I'd like to thank GFA also for recognizing our contribution, and the government accepting that and giving us this.
Lecter, now we're running short of time, but two quick questions. The first is, what has football given you? I mean, beyond that satisfaction on the field. What is it given you beyond that?
Football, I would say, actually, tell you frankly, I've worked in Customs Department, and now I'm in GST for the last 32 years. But whenever I come across somebody, I don't say that I'm so and so. People know me more as a footballer.
Right.
So off the field, and I always say I'm a footballer rather than a government official. So it's because of football. Yes, of course, I've got into this sports quota. So that's a big thing. And football has otherwise also given me a lot of recognition and satisfaction, which is very fulfilling. Not that, because also I would very quickly say that one point of time when I was doing 12th standard, there was pressure on me to go for engineering.
I see.
So studies were also important for my brothers and all. My brother was eldest brother is a priest. So they would advise me, okay, we don't know which way we'll go that point of time. But I would always give 50% there and more to 50% to football those days. And then 50% you can't go there. So I chose football that point of time.
And today you're happy about it.
And I'm happy about it, because football ultimately has given me everything.
Recognition.
Everything.
Celebrity status. Okay. What are you doing at present and what's next? Quick one line answer.
I'm actually right now I'm working as the assistant, as you have introduced already, commissioner, and in CGST, and very shortly I'm going to retire also.
Okay.
And as I've said, football has been my first love. So it's time now again I will be giving a lot of attention to football. Presently also I'm a GFDC council member, where Mr. Brahmanan is the chairman. So I have a lot of interest in grassroots actually.
Good.
where I can do a lot of good. I have also vast experience in the administration side, having worked as the Assistant Commissioner for the last 6 years.
Right.
So I've also been writing articles for newspapers. Gamantak Times I wrote for almost 1 year, once a month article.
On football.
Yeah, yes. And so I'll be very closely connected with
That's
football.
good news, and now that you will have all the time at your disposal, maybe
Yeah.
very soon, shortly.
Yeah.
And as a Vascokar,
Yeah.
I look forward for GFDC coming to Vasco, setting up a base there.
Yeah, hopefully.
It was nice of you, Lecter, to accept our invite and be here and share so many golden moments of your football career. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Friends, so this was Lecter Mascarenhas, one of Goa's top midfielder. He has shared some beautiful moments and memories of football. Keep watching CCR TV for your favorite program, Goicha Footballache Wastad.